All right, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai. Back, like I said, finish up on these scripts that I was going to bring out, going into the subject topic of growth. Cause yeah, man, you got a lot of the nation of Israel, man. They don't want to grow, and Spirit just got on me to bring out this lesson, so I'm gonna just continue on in it, cause the world is under a heavily satanically influenced ideology and thought process, man, and a lot of brothers and sisters think that they're growing, but they're not, man. You could tell in their actions the way they deal with themselves, with others, and how they apply the scriptures, man. Because a lot of people, they're not denying themselves; they're actually denying the Lord, and they're indulging in their own lust, which is walking with Satan, man. Hating your fellow brethren. It's okay to hate the sin, but if you sit up here talking about I hate the black women, I hate these niggas, I can't stand these niggas and all of that, then you exercising the same elements that you were when you were that old man in the world, and maybe you've never changed and put off that old man. But the scriptures say when I was a child, I spake as a child, and I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put aside those childish things. A lot of brothers haven't put aside those childish things. And like I said, a lot of times it starts with the leadership. So the men in this understanding of the scriptures that are set up to have leadership roles, whatever your office is, you have to display proper leadership to dispense out the proper characteristics and pretty much the things that the Most High wants us to put out amongst our nation, which is really dispensing out the word. All we are is repeating the word. And it's okay to be a parrot for the Most High. It's okay to be a broken record for the Most High. But when you're doing it for men, then like I said in the last video, men fail you and men cause you to err and go off, then you're going to be in violation of the scriptures. And a lot of brothers and sisters are in violation of the scriptures, following men. And that's why the Most High is really setting up the true standard, is men that's really ready to follow this book. And that's always been the problem in Israel, is men not wanting to get on the level of following the word. They want to follow the traditions of their fathers, the traditions of men, and what was passed down to them through men instead of the word. The word is here. It's not going nowhere, and it's concrete, man. These men, they change up their doctrines. One year they believe in this, the next year they believe in this, and the word stays the same. So it's always good to stick with the basis that we were left with, which is this comforter, man. And this presents and causes the ultimate growth, which is spiritual growth, which translates into every different aspect of your life. Shout outs to the brothers out there that dislike these videos, man. Shout outs to you. You actually doing the work of the Heavenly Father by being that opposition that's clear and blatant rebellious. You talk about I'm rebellious because I left the wicked camp, or wicked doctrines and stuff like that. But who's really wicked? The man that's denying himself and choosing the Lord, or the man that's actually choosing men over the Lord? You know, a lot of brothers are rebellious, man. And I'm not going to get angry over it. I used to in the past. That's part of my growth process, is not getting so angry. You read these comment boards, man, and if you got that real warlike warrior spirit on you, you want to go out and touch these dudes. A lot of these dudes that so-called was your brothers, but are talking a whole bunch of smack on the internet like mean girls. A lot of brothers are mean girls, man. They're high school mean girls. They haven't grown in the spirit of getting out of that high school format of thought, man, to whereas you group think, when you want to be in the in crowd, the popular crowd, you know, you don't want to stand alone for righteousness. You just want to get along, and you'll be silent for years just so that radar and that spotlight is on you. Actually leaving a wicked situation is showing your boldness in the truth. You knowing what your opposition is going to be. I'll release the video. There's a part 2 to my departure from GMS, and you know, it's brothers gonna see what it's all about. You know what I mean? I text my cult leader, and pretty much his reply wasn't anything that a man of the Lord would display. His reply was just like, you know, that type of thing, and it was okay with me because I was gonna leave regardless. The Most High put it on my spirit. If I didn't stop in the process that I was in of being dead, he was actually gonna physically kill my ass. You know, so I had to step it up. And you know what? A lot of brothers don't want to leave these coasts because you really got to study. You really got to read your word. You really got to deal on the level of the Most High. But you got these guys, man, grown men, asking questions like, who do you want to judge you? I'd rather the Most High and Yahweh Shai judge me. They do it daily. They give you signs. They tell you how you supposed to be dealing. And if you're not on a level of maturity, you haven't grown spiritually, you can't even hear them speaking to you. You don't gotta have no man cuss you out. The Most High will do it through the Spirit. You know when you going off because the Spirit talks to you if the Spirit is dealing with you. And that's growth, man. Because as a baby, you don't understand the language that your parents are speaking to you. You crying and stuff. Your parent, you know, you going through it. Your parents are trying to tell you something. As a baby, you don't understand their words. Their language is foreign to you. But once you mature and you grow up, you understand their commands and their direction and what they're trying to tell you. You understand the love that they're trying to give you, whether it be rough or soft. But a lot of brothers, they ain't listening to the Lord. They got that mediator below the mediator. That's bringing up a smoke screen so they can't hear the word. And it's not allowing them to mature, man. So a lot of these cult leaders and gang leaders and so-called camp leaders that these brothers be following, man, you got to make sure that they're not stunting your growth. Because like me and the brother brought out in our cult video, cults stunt your growth and so do these gangs, man. When you in a gang or a group setting, you're not allowed to grow. You have to grow with the group. And if the group is not growing, then you're not growing. And a lot of bros are fine with that, man, because they got people, see, a lot of people ain't ready to take this walk alone and bear their own cross, man. And it takes a man who's ready to mature and to increase and to wax better to understand that you might have to walk this path by yourself, man. And that's really what we all doing. We all walking alone. It ain't no group. The brotherhood is an individual thing. We all just like the Megatron. We just all brothers that's uniting for the same cause. But we all, can't no other brother ensure your salvation. So you shouldn't be basing your spirituality on other men, whether it be a brother or who you would call the elder or a leader or whatever, man. And that level that you need to get on is being able to stand on your own too, man. The Most High brought you in this world for you to bear your burdens and deal with life the way you're supposed to, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get into these scriptures though. I'm gonna get into 1 Peter's. Yeah, man. This thing is all about growth, baby. You know, if your kid stopped growing, if your child stopped growing, the doctors would tell you that he had a disease, man. He'd be like, he stopped growing. There's something wrong. But brothers in this faith with all this high level knowledge don't seem to understand that concept about growth, man. You got dudes that rebel against growth, rebel against life, rebel against light, man. Life and light is synonymous. And evil and darkness hate light. You telling a brother he got to stop being childish and cussing people out and wilding out. You might get your head blown off or the Most High might jack you up. He don't want to hear that because guess what? He's in a dead state. This is 1 Peter 2:1. It says, wherefore, laying aside all malice and guile and hypocrisies. It's on video, the hypocrisies. Brothers lying, brothers tale-bearing, brothers slandering, making up stuff. Just for internet sensations. Just to get hits and views. Just to get brothers to fall into the bandwagon of hate. Because demons are contagious and they multiply. So that spirit that's on you is leeching onto other brothers, man. I'm going to read it again. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and guile, and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. So you talk about how the Most High is with you, cursing out everybody 100%. You ain't halfway. You ain't doing it 50%. You ain't showing love and showing hate. You showing utter hate, man. You showing your most disgusting side. You worse than you were when you was in the world. And you're fine with it because you got elder men that justify it. And they not going by the scriptures. They cutting themselves. And they causing you to fall and be led down the rabbit hole of wickedness. It says, and all evil speakings, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be, ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. And a lot of brothers and sisters have not tasted of the Lord's graciousness, man. They have transferred themselves from being in the world to being a spiritual nigga, man, or a spiritual wicked person, man. You holding this Bible or you reading these scripts, but you ain't getting nothing of it. Because If I was to go and take water and put it on a dead plant, that plant is dead. It ain't growing, man. So this water that you dealing with, it's actually having none effect to you because you're not dealing in the scriptures, man. You're not allowing that life to come back in you. The Most High can bring you back to life, but you don't want that. You comfortable in your darkness, man. Just like a demon would be. These brothers are spiritual roaches nowadays, man. You bring that light out and they scatter because they can't handle that power from the light, man. I'm gonna go to well, I can keep it going actually. It says, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious, ye also as lively stones are built up. You see that increase? Built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Hamashiach Yahushai. So you're supposed to be pretty much offering yourself up, man. Denying yourself, denying all of those earthly lust is to cuss a nigga out, man. To just go hard on your people. That's the initial thing. We was raised like that as so-called black people or African Americans in this country. As Israelites, being misled, we was raised up, and it's in our DNA almost to flash on somebody. I wish a nigga would spirit, you know? I was like that, and I can see brothers are still like that, man. Brothers have not changed. When you put off that old man, you start to understand the balance of it, man, and you know what comes of being in that wicked nature, man. Nothing good comes of it. You just exercising evil and pleasing Satan. Satan is happy when brothers is fighting. When brothers is at odds, when a brother got a 30-year quarrel, he been beefing with a dude for 15, 20 years. Satan loves that, man. He eats that up. Those are the results of him putting that hatred in you, is you creating that physical manifestation of the hate, man. Treating your brother like pretty much like dung, man. Because you ain't spiritually happy, so you don't want nobody else to be happy. But when you growing and you increasing, man, you feeling good. You know, you want other brothers to feel good. But a hater or a brother that ain't doing good, he don't want to see nobody doing good or especially doing better than him. And when a brother in darkness see that you actually growing spiritually, he hates that because he's wondering why the Most High ain't brought me on that level. Or he sees that as wickedness because he's on the polar opposite end of spirituality. He's spiritually wicked. So spiritually righteous things is he can't understand it. It's ununderstandable. You know, he don't get it. So he talks down on it when it's right here in the word. So you talking down on Yahushai, you talking down on Paul, you talking down on the 12 disciples, you talking down on the real elders, and you claiming that these men walk around the earth are real elders and they not even exercising the scriptures. And you got a problem with me talking about your elders. Well, why don't you rebuke them when you catch them slipping? It says open rebuke is better than secret love, man. So why you brothers is going all these years and ain't saying nothing to your masters, man, as you call them? You know, because brothers is wicked themselves and they letting this wicked increase. But guess what? You're going to be held accountable for not talking to your elders the right way. If you see a brother going off, you're supposed to say something. The reason why I'm coming with this breakdown or this little lesson on growth is because I want to grow, I need to grow, and I want the next brother to grow, and he needs to grow. So I got to say it. So this is love and rebuke in the same sense. If you guilty of not growing, or you guilty of not displaying what the scriptures say, then do better, brother. That's all it is. Do better, sister. That's all I'm saying. But if you think you perfect, then you definitely need to grow. Because none is perfect. We all go off. We all sin. We all break the law in different forms every day, man. You buy your clothes from the clothing store. Is that cloth you wearing 100% cotton? Huh? Have you brothers talk about the Sabbath, this the Sabbath. When the last time you held a Sabbath service correctly? You know? You brothers are, you half-assing in the truth, man. You bringing shame to this thing because all people see is the wickedness. They don't see the spiritual growth like, oh man, those are men of the Lord. Those are men to follow. Okay, a brother might learn something from a history lesson, or you didn't brought out a word, or you didn't brought out something from history or the antiquity. But what physically is he seeing on you that manifests Yahushai? Huh? What is he seeing that makes him want to be more like you? And in turn be a more Christ-like or more like the Messiah, you know? All you displaying is things that he can see from the local gang member, from the local cultist, from the local sociopath. All right. It says, It says, built up a spiritual house and a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Hamashiach Yahushai. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth in him shall not be confounded. A lot of you brothers is confounded. You don't know what these words talking about, man. Unto you, therefore, which believe, he is precious. But unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and the stone of stumbling, and the rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. So a lot of brothers was set up just to be demons, man. They ain't gonna understand Yahushai. Yahushai is of none effect to them. Brothers going back into the ancient Pharisees, Yahushai was a stumbling block. They didn't want to hear what he was talking about. Yahushai was telling them, stop pretty much killing your people over the law. You guilty of the law. You ain't perfect. They didn't want to stop mashing on people. They didn't want to stop being appointed with them high and flattering titles. They didn't want to stop living that lifestyle that they were living, because they were viewed as the holy men and the top dogs in Israel. Just like you see today, these men talking, we the only ones with the 100% truth. You got to come to us. We the only ones, Most High only dealing with us. Because they want the spotlight on them. They want the praise. They want the reverence. They want the glory. Brothers don't want to wait for the kingdom. So you see a lot of brothers not displaying growth because they comfortable where they at with just a couple lackey followers, bigging them up and praising them every day, man. Giving them thumbs ups and likes on YouTube, man. A lot of brothers got the YouTube addiction. You got to get over the YouTube addiction, man. A lot of brothers have a heavy, strong demon of the YouTube addiction on them. You got to let that go and get you a Bible addiction. Get that addiction to the word, to the milk, to the oil, to the waters. You know, it's easy. It's simple. All you got to do is give up and deny yourself. Stop being proud. A lot of these brothers is know-it-alls, man. That's another thing. You can't grow being a know-it-all. And the top know-it-all in all of Israel right now is your elder apostle, grandmaster, chief, almighty, big brother almighty Tahar, man. That's a big mouth know-it-all. If I ain't never seen one, man, that's Spanky from and I'm not trying to, you know, throw stones, throw fire with fire, but that's Spanky from the Little Rascals, man. That's Spanky. He's the top guy. Look at me. I'm the top. Look at me. Big mouth. And in the world, in the streets, in the hood, don't nobody like no big mouth, man. So coming into this truth, that type of personality is detestable. A guy that always got to be right, always got to know it all. If you so high and mighty, you should humble yourself and brothers will respect you more. But the lackeys that follow that type of guy and that type of spirit, you got to show who you are, man. You follow some big mouth know-it-all. And he can't even break down the simple scriptures concerning how you should be dealing in the fruits of the spirit. Salaki, I be getting passionate about this thing. I'm really about this Bible, man. A lot of brothers ain't. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who called you out of darkness unto the marvelous light. So you got brothers even saying, men called them. Ain't no man called nobody, man. I'm going to say it like this. Ain't no man called nobody unto righteousness and unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, or to the Father and the Son. It was only the Father and the Son that called you. If you saying that a man taught you this truth or a man called you, you're in error. Because the scriptures, I can bring out multiple scriptures proving that the Heavenly Father is the one who calls you. Yahweh Shai is the one who sends out the message. It ain't no man. Just because you seen him out there preaching, he's doing something that men were out there doing before. You had access to the Bible before any man. It's your fault for not reading it. The Spirit didn't lead you to read it. But if the Spirit actually led you to read it, you would know who led you, man. It was the Holy Spirit. It wasn't no man. He called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And what do you do in light? Like I said, you grow. Which in time past were not a people, but now are the people of the Most High, who had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. And you brothers ain't dealing in mercy, man. A lot of brothers ain't dealing in mercy. Going to show you that see, when you a white belt in this truth, man, first thing you want to do is spaz out, wild out, and condemn a brother. But when you get a little bit more seasoned in it, you understand the growth and the grace and the different levels to this, man. I got to go back in, but I'm gonna continue this Lord's will with a part 3 and finish, because I got a few more scripts I want to bring out. But until Until I finish up on the last part, man, you brothers and sisters, be well. Shalom.